Look, everyone jumping on the shock train over George Santos and, oh my God, he's a fraud, and how the Republican Party's refusal to denounce or distance themselves from him is a stamp of approval. I just have one question for you. Where was this outrage with Donald J. Trump, the original fraud? Well, maybe not the original. I mean, I guess could argue that there was Nixon, the criminal fraud, and Reagan, the fabricated fraud. But that's beside the point. Trump was the first, at least in my generation, blatantly unapologetic, brazen, in-your-face, pants-on-fire liar. I'm a culture and politics writer, and Donald Trump has been one of my many subjects since 2016-ish. It is my job to research, which often means poring through hundreds of pages of court transcripts just to get to the truth of Donald J. Trump. And I've traced as far back as his grandfather, Friedrich, who was also an unapologetic fraudster, as I detailed in this article. He was also a draft dodger and brothel owner. And the draft dodging was a big deal because military service was compulsory in Germany at the time. Young Friedrich evaded serving since he was too young to enlist when he fled Germany in the middle of the night like a coward, and then too old when he returned at the age of 35 to marry his childhood sweetheart next door. Even worse, he failed to notify authorities that he was leaving. Thanks to his draft dodging, when he tried to return home to Germany, he was seen as an illegal immigrant, and thus his repeated petitions for repatriation were dismissed. He was issued a royal decree ordering him to leave Germany and never come back. Pause and read if you'd like to see the rest of this page. And of course, Trump's father, Fred Sr., was a lying con artist as well. He was also a known racist. You can even go back and read the publicly available 1973 federal lawsuit that was brought against Donald Trump and his father, Fred Sr., for racial housing discrimination against people of color, specifically Black people. Here's a copy of that case, which stretched from 1973 to 1979. United States of America v. Fred C. Trump, Donald Trump and Trump Management, Inc., for violating the Fair Housing Act of the Civil Rights Act of 1968. Just scrolling through this quick, so pause and read if you want. There's also tons of info for free online detailing the voluminous lawsuits brought against Donald Trump throughout his adult life as a business fraud. The info has always been there, so I don't blame the media. We need to be more responsible in media consumption. Use a fact checker like factcheck.org or the award-winning politifact.com. Check at least 2 other respected journalism sites for corroborating evidence. When reading news articles, always check the date, the source, and credentials of the author or the source. On trusted sites, always check the links to be sure they work, are relevant, and not misleading. Always remember, bias is not the same thing as fake news. Everyone has a bias, even you, and that doesn't make it fake.